What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to Teaching Tarot. I am Michelle, the Sensual Shaman. And yes, this is Teaching Tarot. This is a little intro video to let you guys know what this series is going to be about, who it's for, and how it's going to evolve over the next few weeks, over the next year. Um, so, Teaching Tarot is for anyone who already has a tarot deck or is interested in reading tarot and wants to use it for everyday pulls, or I use it to help me process my emotions and the relationships closest to me. And it just helps give us some support, helps us figure out how to move forward in the best way possible. And I also love to use the tarot to also help me relate better to others, right? Because sometimes we're very selfish and we're like, well, this is what's going on in my mind and this is what I'm feeling. But what's going on with them? What's going on in their heart? What's going on in their mind, right? So that's what the tarot, it can be used for. All right. And then I also love it because I am a writer. So the tarot really to me like tells a story, so I think it's really great if you're a writer. I think that it kind of I think for some reason it came naturally to me and for some reason because of my love story, right? Because these pictures are moving. I see them as moving. They were doing something before they came into before this shot, and they're doing something after this shot, right? So to really see tarot as a moving thing and not just this stagnant energy, right? It's moving always. And so over the next few weeks, we will be talking about the individual energy of each card. We will talk about, well, what is this card asking of us? Like, what's the self inquiry here? What is this card inviting us to do? What are the challenges of this card, right? What might not come easily to this energy, right? We will be talking about different spreads. Basically, there's different spreads that you can do every day. Hey, what's the situation of the day? What's the advice from spirit? What's going to be my biggest challenge today, right? So asking different questions and then seeing how we can interpret that in the tarot. So we will also be talking about symbolism, a little bit about numerology. I'm not super heavy into it, but when there's repeating numbers in a poll, we like to pay attention to those things. And then, yeah, guys, I'm really excited about this. Um, Mostly because, I mean, for a lot of reasons, but one of them is that I kind of started to feel disconnected to tarot. I started really leaning on my oracle cards. And now I've sort of been reinvigorated with the tarot again. Um, and it's because sometimes we need to shift our relationship with the thing, right? And I think the tarot teaches you that as well. Of course, tarot is not the only way to divine. There have been for eons ways that we interpret. There were people who read the stars, right? There are people who read there are people who read cowrie shells and tea leaves and smoke and regular decks of cards. There's so many ways. So tarot is my way, and so that is what I will be teaching you guys every week. In the next coming weeks, we will be talking about how to read two or more cards together. How do they interact with one another? We will talk about using oracle cards to further clarify what's going on in the individual card. And then we will talk about just every week kind of how what I see, and then questions you can sort of ask yourself as you look at the cards. So yeah, I'll help you guys sort of tap into your own intuition, and then you'll be off. I know it already. But I know it's really helpful to sort of like have a sort of basis of like, what does the card mean? And I think that sometimes I have really beautiful interpretations. For example, this Ace of Cups, I ain't gonna tell y'all, yeah, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it. But I have a very beautiful way that I also read the Ace of Cups. And that's what's so great about the tarot, is that you not only is it a language of its own, but then you get to create your own language as well, right? And we will also talk about using different tarot decks and why readers often have more than one tarot deck, because the energy is completely different. For example, this Queen of Wands is moving in this deck, and I know that the Queen of Wands in this deck she's stagnant and she's sitting on a throne, so to speak. But this woman looks very, she's like, right? And yeah, so I'm excited. So the basics, guys. Let's talk about the basics. The basics about the tarot: 78 cards, okay? The major arcana go from 0 to 21, and that is often talked about as the hero's journey. It goes from the Fool to the World card. So the beginning of your journey, when you decide, let's go. I don't know what I'm doing. All I have is faith. And then the number 21 is the card of completion, right? It's often depicted as a woman naked and bare, usually accompanied by some sort of wreath or something. So yeah, that's the major arcana. And those for me, those for me feel like the universe won't let you pass go until we kind of, you know what I mean? It's like, it's like you can't get around this, right? Like this is happening and there is no two ways about it. Whereas the major arcana, which is the elements, you know, the Ace of Cups through the Ten of Cups into the Page, Knight, Queen, and King of Cups, right? Those are the minor arcana are impermanence, right? They're moving energies and they move pretty quickly day to day. Whereas the major arcana, the major themes, right? That's how you can think about it. And the minor arcana are made up of 4 suits, the elements that we know so well: earth, fire, air, water. Now, for me, it's super important that I read fire as wands and I read air as swords. Okay, so I know that sometimes that's switched for other people, but wands for me are fire. So that is how I will be interpreting it, and you can, switch it as you see fit. And what else, guys? That's the basics, right? That is the basic structure of the tarot deck. 78 cards, 0 through 21 are the major arcana, and then the rest of the cards are the minor suits made up of 4 elements, and they go from the ace all the way to the king, just like your normal playing cards. So that is the basics. I will see you guys on the next video where we will be talking about whatever card decides to show itself, and we will begin. All right. I'm so excited, you guys. Peace.